Remember Bobby Moon used to race with us in the Nationwide Series? Ron Englander had a trouble here.
Big hit right there, Dennis Setzer.
Hard contact. Let's take another look at Dennis Setzer. Glad that he's all right, even though he's frustrated.
Oh, that car was loose
before we got to the corner.
Right. Turned down in there, and it never gave him a chance. Never gave him a chance. And if you're the crew chief, what do you tell him?
Well, what I'm seeing right now, the first thing I'm going to do
is hold your breath.
And he was on a possibly a top 5 run, but that right there is, I mean, he's still faster than Mike Harmon, even coming across the start-finish line that way. I mean, he ran a 32.67, so he's not out of this show yet.
A little high, car gets around on him, and Larry, he's just about got this thing saved if he just keeps the wheels locked up.
Right there, they're turned to the right, and it's straight into the wall. But
let's run this in real time and show you what a task it is.
Earlier on. Oh, trouble.
That was a hard hit. That was a hard hit. I mean, that's definitely backup car. This is right where he had problems in practice earlier. And I'm going to tell you what, I don't think that car got loose. That thing had something break or a tire went down on that thing. That thing just went straight. It never turned. Whoa! Trouble!
He had not even gotten the green flag.
My goodness gracious.
That was his get up to speed lap. It's just, and you know, you're on the gas at that point. You're pretty much full throttle when you're at that point.
He's got a perfect time to run a good lap here. Whoa, hold on, Rusty. Trying to lock it down. Now, I noticed as he came out of turn 4 that he really looked like he slid the car a lot. Now, he's carrying a lot of speed into here, and you're trying to really let it roll. Looked like he got in a little bit high right there. And if you try to turn the car down, that's whenever it gets away from you. And there's not much room exiting. As I said earlier, and I know that I think Jeff Gordon commented that the track had a lot of grip. I think that turns 1 and 2 still don't have quite the grip that they did in the past.
It's the safer barrier that comes across the track.
3 top 5 finishes, 4 top 10s, and 2 poles.
Whoa, that's what we're talking about. Easy. Trouble for Erin Crocker, but she will race. She is in by virtue of the car owner points on that number 6.
Those brand new sticker tires, because we saw the Cup cars, you can just see the car come around her. She's on the throttle coming off turn 2. It's a fast part of the racetrack, and it just comes around hard into the outside wall.
First we'll go to Carl Edwards, and you thought you were still on the pole when I walked up to you, didn't you?
I did. I should have known better, though.
You got trouble.
Ouch.
81 Tagliani around.
I didn't want to try that hard. You know, I hope he's all right there. But, you know, that was kind of an easy lap for us, and Denny got us. But, man, that was a hard hit.
Steve, let's take a look at what happened. He came through that flat part of the corner, picked the throttle up, and the back end just came out muttering. And, again, up out of the groove and hit that outside safer barrier. I mean, a ton. Back to the inside wall. I mean, that race car base is definitely done for the weekend.
I mean, it just hooked on him and hooked in a hurry. There was no saving that. And what I'm seeing is
with Kenny Wallace, he was the fastest man in practice this morning. Kenny's got 10 poles, including at one point in his life a pole here in
Paul Wolf has crashed and really torn that car up coming out of what we called Calamity Corner, turn 2.
We talked about it a little earlier, Mike, when you come up off of turn 2. If you miss, you just take a look, the car kind of bobbles on him right there, gets loose. He gets up a little bit high and tries to catch it, and away she goes.
That's a hard hit. I mean, a very hard hit. Yeah, I mean, on fresh tires here, you pick the throttle up so early. Back in the middle of the corner, you're carrying so much speed, and you just saw it get loose with him on acceleration.
that overcorrect.
Let's see, was he high up the racetrack? Just show him how Worcester, Mass is spelled and ask him to pronounce that. Oh, boy.
Guys,
Kevin LePage. Now, let's explain about LePage. He had 1 lap of practice. Had no idea what this car would do out on the racetrack. The reason he only got 1 lap of practice, it took so long for NASCAR to inspect the long line of cars here.
You can just see this coming, Larry, from way back in the middle of the corner here. He's in there, and you can just see the back end already just kind of free, hanging out, and here she comes.
Hard into the safer barrier. But yeah, you know.
Boy, he had his hands full coming down. We saw him wiggling that steering wheel back and forth and go way up across the racetrack. And just clipped the wall a little bit with the right rear.
Great job, though.
195 on your first lap. Good save there.
That is a good save because he could have really torn this car. And they did make a little contact, but what he did after that was pretty stellar.
As a driver, as you can see, this car is not very comfortable right here. Reed's trying to get the most out of it, but it just gets away from him. You always said, Andy, too, if you're up close to that wall, you won't hit it as hard, right?
That's right. He just barely gets a piece of it and does a.
Don't expect, unless you really mess up that first one. Oh, no. Oh, no.
Pow!
Oh, no.
I mean, you could see that starting to happen in the middle of 3 and 4. And
uh-oh. Watch out there in the qualifying line.
Yeah, that's when we widen out, you'll see just how close he is to those cars. Foreshortened by the camera lens, but I would say that's about 20 feet.
This thing slaps the wall pretty daggum hard.
And Darrell, he was about a groove up from where he went through there the first time.
Yeah, that is and that's right there at the end of the safer barrier too. I think he caught more concrete than he did barrier. And boy, right here, this wasn't looking too promising either. He's headed right for the car sitting over there in the qualifying.